Biden went down to Florida, and he's been, standing beside Ron DeSantis. There's been some funny images of DeSantis kind of like walking around, like it's called the Virgin Walk, which is rude, but
the meme.
It's the meme, and Biden just like hugging women and having a grand old time. But like,
like a cool dude wearing a cracker t-shirt.
Yeah, this is Biden at his best. When Biden loves to mix it up and like actually. As frustrating as he can be for us, he needs to lean more into being like this, like what we're going to see in this clip.
The strange thing about Joe Biden is he is like an absolute sort of hitman for credit card companies.
Yeah.
Who's comfortable around normal people compared to politicians.
And he likes this about himself. He wants to be regular Joe. And he does have the chops to do it when he's in these kinds of settings. Here he is just talking to the Fort Myers Mayor Bob Raymond, and he just out of nowhere for some reason says no one fucks with a Biden.
Whoa, spoiler.
Sorry.
Coming down, we appreciate it. I picked up
No one fucks with Biden.
Yeah, goddamn right.
Outside the house.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I don't know. I just feel like he needs to be a little bit more like that, where he's mixing it up, because when he's giving a speech and slurring his words or mixing some things up or saying, "Where's this congresswoman?" when she just died in a car accident, those are not the best moments for him. But yeah.
I mean, that's what made him a decent vice president for, Barack Obama, alongside with like his, history of like a friendship with like segregationists, is that, he's good at just mixing up with people. He's a good guy to send to like a college campus to like talk to some like kids, because like, at least back then, like he's kind of like informal. That was what people liked about his debate with Paul Ryan in 2012.
Yeah.
That he was kind of informal. It's still, having Joe Biden in charge of things with his like political opinions that people don't really cotton to. And I can definitely understand that.
Yeah,
That's totally true though what he said though. Maybe it's true for good old Joe, but a lot of people messing with his kids, Hunter, and his daughter with her journal being stolen. I mean, a lot of people fucking with Biden's not named Joe, actually.
Yeah, I mean, and I still like. Perhaps that it makes me a simp for the powerful to this degree, but I find the whole fixation on Hunter Biden and his kid to be just like so gross, given what that family has gone through. And they do fuck with him, but at the very least, it seems like they just. It's not sticking to them in the way that, say, it would, I think, with other
Is it a
kids.
surprise, like, when somebody like Dave Rubin or Crowder tries to get serious about the Hunter Biden story? It's like, well, this could have been, blackmail against the president or something like that. And it's like, well, if we want to entertain this stuff, like, yes, the same conversations happen with the fucking...
Trump
large
kids.
asshole who was the president beforehand.
Yeah.
Like,
no, they're straight edge. I mean, Don Jr., right?
Yeah, and it's like even we got sick of having those conversations about Trump during the Trump administration, even though they're like relevant conversations. So like, sorry, people don't give a fuck about the Biden ones either.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't be a shock to people like Glenn Greenwald or Matt Taibbi. Like it's ridiculous. And like that, I mean, we should just talk about, for folks who want to know, like, well, what about the tech censorship of the story? To the extent that Facebook spiked it as a result of the FBI saying, hey, this might be like Russian propaganda or whatever. Like, first of all, it wasn't like the government making them do that. To the extent that social media platforms have to respond to that, it's because of a political threat. A political threat, including one where it's like, oh, you have these large propaganda platforms, the largest in human history, frankly, in terms of by certain metrics. You should be be more responsible with them. Like, for instance, all these articles in 2016 saying like the Pope endorsed Trump, right? Like yeah, that's something that I think the government does have can regulate. Like, I'm supportive of suppressions of free speech if that speech or of speech if that speech is saying lying about an election, saying, hey, vote this way on a referendum against abortion because you're pro-life, and actually that's tricking them into voting for the anti-choice position. So like like this whole Hunter Biden story is ridiculous in the sense, like, it really frustrates me the low resolution gloss that's given to it by particularly Glenn Greenwald and Taibbi. Like the only reason like Facebook felt concerned that, say, the Democrats may do something is because they're favorable to the Republican Party. There's a reason Ben Shapiro trends. There's a reason that they can't moderate hate speech so much, because you're going to start pulling in Republican candidates. And that's the full context for the Hunter Biden October surprise story.